You're listening to Tavern Sports Radio Network.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
Show me the money. Welcome to episode 64
Yep.
of Show Me the Money. We have a very, very short episode today. It's just going to be me and Clark riding today's episode. I'm battling a cold. Everybody else is out either at Christmas parties for work or had some family emergencies or in-house emergencies, I should say. So we're riding this one alone, but that's completely okay because
That is fine.
this is a little bit of a short week before we get into playoff football next week for college. So good news for that. We'll start right off into our lock of the week standings real quick, just as we always do. Parker taking on another win. He moves to 10-5, leading the pack. Clark, you're going to take a game behind him now. You're 8-7, or you're 2 games behind him now, 8-7. I'm actually technically a half game ahead of you. I'm 8-6-1. So
Yup.
just barely got you there. John at 500. He didn't make a pick last week, so he stays at 7-7. Cole and Josh both at 7-8. And then Tyler with another loss. No shocks there. He took some UFC underdog, by the way, and lost that, which
Yeah, I
we
didn't
all-
understand that.
we were all fucking with him then. I don't know why he decided to take that pick still.
Yeah.
Plus 200 odd lock. Great pick there, bud.
Great pick.
That rolls
Alrighty.
us right into our NCAA talk for the night. First, I'm gonna mention one thing today. ESPN had released an article about the sports books for this Heisman Award-winning championship. I'm not sure if you saw this, Clark.
I don't think so.
So essentially, we all know who's going to win the Heisman now. It's going to be Travis Hunter. There was not really a close. I take it back. Genty is the close second, but it's not close enough in my
It's
opinion.
not close.
It's like
No.
comparing Shohei Ohtani to Juan Soto. Both fantastic baseball players. Both should win a MVP. However, Shohei Ohtani, with what he's able to do on the field, miles ahead of Juan Soto. It's the same way here. So
Yeah.
that's a quick baseball analogy to kind of compare the two. But essentially, a sportsbook said that they are going to be big losers when Travis Hunter wins this award because with the season he had last year, he was a favorite with I think his playing ability and his name that he was just going to be, top of the list right there.
Yeah.
So great photo there, or great article there, I should say. If you want to check that out, that's via ESPN. Highly recommend that. But that's going to put us into our NCAA football talk. We're going to save all of the NCAA playoff talk for next week when the rest of the fellas are on the podcast.
Yep.
But we're going to head right into our first game of the weekend. We have they have a name for this.
Is there a specific name for it? I thought it was just the Army-Navy game.
Maybe it is just the Army-Navy game. I thought there's another name for it. It's a service game, though, so that's what we all look forward to. So Navy at Army this year. Army a 6.5-point favorite. Clark,
6.5 point favorite.
That's 6.5 points. Usually this is like a 2.5 to 3.5 point game. Both teams run a triple option. It's very similar to watching like Iowa football. Like there's never a ball being thrown in the air.
No. I mean, considering I bet against Navy, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks, or I think it was 3 weeks ago. And I was like, there's no way Army wins this game. And I think I took the other team plus a certain amount of points. And I think Army blew them out of the water. I can look at their past 10 games. It was the Army. I can't remember. It might have been the Air Force game. I think I took Air Force to cover the spread. They lost 20-3. So
Yeah,
with that being said, I think Army's going to cover the spread in bully Navy here.
you're not alone in this. I think the last couple of years, or I guess last year when we had the podcast, my hope that was that Navy was going to at least cover the spread. My dad was
Hmm.
former Navy, so I had talked about them hoping to cover the spread. But in all reality, they got their asses kicked, and it's going to be the same thing to happen this week. If you want to know, if you had to guess what the public is betting on this game, what do you think
Oh,
where the public is?
it's got to be like 80% of the money on Army.
Higher,
No way. 90?
higher.
95.
92% is where the public is and betting the spread at 6.5 on Army. So
God, what is
uh,
this line going to move to?
you would think this line will move to 7.5 because that would be a scarier number for the sports books.
Mhm.
However, uh, I still think it would lean toward Army.
Dude,
Um,
give me Army by like 2 touchdowns. Like,
yeah, I would be comfortable betting with Army up until probably 9.5. That's when I might
that's a
start
good
to
one.
question. Yeah. I think Army's a significantly better team this year. They they've been ranked most of the year.
Mhm.
So especially in this game specifically where they tend to take home a win, I'm definitely going to ride with that spread as well. So give me Army minus 6.5.
I like it.
And that will take us into our next bowl game. We have the Frisco Bowl. You have
Ooh.
I think it's 10-2 Memphis versus 6-6 West Virginia. So you could argue West Virginia, a team that really
Wasn't
barely,
great.
yeah, barely made a bowl game appearance. Um, this you would assume is going to be kind of a blowout, but I could be wrong. I mean, West Virginia is a 4.5 point underdog. They're playing down in Texas. I still like Memphis in this one. Give me Memphis to cover four and a
Okay.
half.
I think I'm going to go the same direction as you here. Memphis was the team that I thought was going to make the playoffs, and it ended up being Boise State this year. And West Virginia, we've kind of saw. I'm a Big 12 fan, so I saw them just play not very great this year. I thought they'd be like a 7 or an 8 win team, but give me Memphis also plus or minus the 4.5. I'd even like it by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think I gotta agree with you. Just Memphis over, like you said, is just overall better. Their offense is going to be stronger as well. So,
Mhm.
um, let's go into our next bowl game. We have the LA Bowl. So this one being played in Los Angeles. This is pretty much going to be a home game for California. Um, Now, unfortunately, California is in the same boat. They're 6-6
Mhm.
as well against a 10-2 UNLV team. 10-3 UNLV
10
team. I
and
apologize. They lost in their bowl in their
the
championship.
championship game.
Yeah.
That
So,
was
so
yeah.
maybe I haven't seen who's sitting out for UNLV. I will state that I have not seen who is and who is not playing for UNLV. However, I think from top to bottom down, they are a better football team than California this year. The Mountain
Yeah.
West has proven to be significantly better this year than a whole lot of the Power Five or Power Four conferences now. Uh,
Hmm.
so I really like UNLV in this matchup. I understand it's almost an away game for them. I don't think it's going to matter. Give me UNLV the cover.
No, UNLV all years had a pretty good defense. They've also had a pretty good offense. They were in the Mountain West. Was it the Mountain West championship game?
Correct. They lost to Boise State,
They lost to
who
Boise
is
State
they're that team's in the college football
football
playoffs.
playoff. Yep.
They have a Heisman Award nominee. Like they played fantastic all year, and so
Yeah.
to go out and lose to Boise State or to for UNLV to go out and lose to them, um, it wasn't like a huge surprise. That game was cold as shit as well, which
Yeah.
we knew going into that UNLV was going to struggle after being in Vegas most of the time.
Mhm.
To do that and then go with a play in Boise State, I think it was 17 degrees that night.
Yeah, I think it
We,
was.
we knew it was going to be cold for them and it was going to be rough. So I think they're going to look to bounce back. I think they're going to win this bowl game.
Oh, for sure. I do 1.5 points to me is crazy.
Yeah, they're
And
1.5 point underdogs. They're not
that
even favored.
that makes no sense to me. I think this game's probably a 3.5. To me, I think it's UNLV minus 3.5. That's what I kind of feel like it should be.
I was thinking 4.5, but yeah,
Which
we're
good number, good number.
we're
But
along the same lines.
I like UNLV here. I think that's honestly I might make that my lock. That's not a bad line for them.
Yeah, I'm sure yet we'll see that in somebody's lock here tonight. So
Do we?
let's have a quick ad break here. I know it's a little bit early for one of these, but let's get to it.
Hey there, sports fans! Are you tired of the same old boring shirts? Well, we've got something exciting for you. Introducing the Tavern Sports Pocket Tee, where style meets passion for the game. Whether you're a diehard fan or just like the environment, Tavern Sports has got you covered, literally. The best part, because you're listening to Show Me the Money, you can use the code $$ to get 15% off today. So what are you waiting for? Head over to tavern-sports.square.site right now and elevate your game day experience. Tavern Sports. Beer, betting, sports.
Welcome back to Show Me the Money. We're back with our NFL segment now. That was probably the quickest college football segment we've had all year. That was
You know, I'm so sad college football is going to be gone in February. Like, what are we going to talk about on the podcast?
college basketball, Clark.
Oh yeah, duh. My team's literally top 5 in the country. How do I forget that?
Oh yeah, okay, thanks. Show off. Fuck you.
You're beating us right now, so
Yeah, that's fair. Let's let's head into our NFL talk this week. We're gonna start it off with the Kansas City Chiefs, who yet again last week could not cover a spread. They took home a W. They won on a walk-off field goal type situation. So
Mhm.
good for them, but they got lucky. It doinked in. So
Yeah.
that team's pushing it. However, they have a little bit of an easier opponent this week. They head into Cleveland to face the Browns. That's a 4-point spread. I think the Chiefs are probably going to cover this 4 points.
I would assume so. It makes sense, but like I can't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago. Mahomes made a statement saying, "We keep the games close during the season. As soon as we get to the playoffs, that's when we turn it up."
Yeah.
So it's like I expect this Kansas City team to be in, for the most part, 1 score to like almost 2 score games. But I also agree with you. I think Cleveland isn't a very good football team this year. Kansas City's actually got a defense this year, and yeah, I like Kansas City here to cover the spread.
Absolutely. Well, let's move right into our next game then. We got the Dolphins heading into Houston to face the Texans. Texans a 3-point favorite. It's going to be a pretty good game. I think now that Tua is back specifically, it's going to be a little bit more entertaining. If they still had that other guy at quarterback, I'm sure that this would be not quite as fun. So I think with this game, I'm going to lean with the Texans because they are the home team.
That's fair.
To cover 3 is a weird number, though. Dolphins are good at this time of the year when
yep.
I mean, they're good at this time of the year when they're not in cold weather. The minute that they're in cold weather, they're fucked. But
yes,
they're not in cold weather. Houston plays indoors as well, don't they?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay, so this is a tough one for me. I don't know if I have an official pick. If I had to lean one way, I'm going to go with the home team. I would go with the Texans to win. I wouldn't feel confident putting my money on anybody to cover that 3-point spread, though.
I mean, I'm right away. I'm going to say I'm taking the Dolphins, the +3. If I could get a little bit better line, I might go a little bit more than that. But you're talking about a Houston team that they did just get a win against Jacksonville, but it was 23-20. and then they lost to the Tennessee Titans the week before, 27-32. And then you're talking about a Miami team that's won 4 of their last 5, and their loss being to Green Bay
In Green Bay, in the
In
cold
Green-
weather.
in the cold weather. I think I like Miami here, but I could be completely wrong. But I'm gonna take the Dolphins here.
Clark, you were tickling my balls over here, man. That you might have flipped me just a little bit, but
I don't know.
And
This Texans
either
team
way.
hasn't been the same.
yeah, it's totally fair to say. I totally agree with that. Well, let's head into our next game. This game's a shithole. I'm not gonna lie to you. This game sucks. The reason I
Head to
put it
Ducks.
on here is because there are important draft implications for both teams. I don't know if there's a team that really wants to win. So you have the Jets playing in Jacksonville against Jaguars. Jaguars are 3-point underdogs at home. The Jets, this feels like a Jets win only because it will
Okay.
fuck their draft stock.
Yeah.
It just seems like a very Jets thing to do at this point.
That does seem like a Jets thing to do. Let me see here. Let's look here. This game is in. This is in.
This is in Jacksonville.
Ugh. I don't know. Part of me just feels like Jacksonville wins at home, but let's look at that stat for this year so far.
Is Trevor
Jacksonville.
Lawrence healthy?
No, I think it's Mac Jones still.
Oh, give me the Jets. That's not even close. Aaron
Let's see,
Rodgers
let's
is
see.
still playing for the Jets too. I don't know why. Like, just retire. I guess get your money, but
I'm comfortable with taking the Jets here.
yeah,
I think they can cover 3. Yeah, give me the Jets.
yeah, because this win doesn't affect Aaron Rod or this loss, I should say. If he loses, it doesn't affect anything except his win-loss record,
Mhm.
which he doesn't want a loss on his record. I know Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you do.
But at the same time, like, it seems like a very Jets thing to do. Win this game purely just to fuck your draft stock. So
Ruin their. Do they even have a good like? I don't know what they have for draft picks this upcoming draft, but
I'm not sure either.
I don't know. I like the Jets though.
Well, let's head into another Philly special right here. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles 5.5-point favorites at home. I don't know. Steelers play close games, especially
Of recent.
on spreads that are more than 3. Like, they usually cover bigger spreads like this.
Yeah, if you would have told me this game was going to be a 10-3 Pittsburgh team against a 11-2 Philly team, I would have thought you were lying. I thought this Pittsburgh team was going to suck, but Russ is out there cooking right now, and I like Philly here. I like him to cover, but I feel like Pittsburgh's going to score too. It's going to be a close game, like you were just saying. Give me the over as well at 42.5.
Yeah, if you want to take a quick look at the trends of these teams, I've got to cough real quick. Excuse me. If you want to take a quick look at these two teams, against the spread, Pittsburgh Steelers are exactly reflecting their record. They are 10-3 against the spread.
No way.
Philadelphia Eagles 8-5 against the spread. Away, let's see. As the underdog, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 5-0 against the spread. As the favorite, the Philadelphia Eagles 5-5 against the spread.
Jeez.
So I think that is screaming at me to take the Steelers spread.
Okay.
So that's the way I gotta go.
My only thing is the X factor in Saquon Barkley. That's
I don't disagree.
Yeah, that's what sways me to the Philly side, and I feel like I don't know. They just feel like the better team, but Pittsburgh has proven to us multiple times this year that they're a football team.
Are we in week 15 with a healthy TJ Watt? Am I just now thinking about that?
Yes, we are. And he's looked pretty good this year.
Holy shit. He's been healthy the whole year. He's going to get hurt this game.
Dude, is there a bet for that? Because I'll take it.
Yeah, if TJ Watt's healthy the whole game, give me Pittsburgh to cover. If he gets hurt in the second quarter or earlier, give me the Eagles to cover.
Fair enough.
Let's head into our next game here. We got the Bills, John's own Bills here, taking on the Lions. A 2.5 point favorite at home for the Lions. Lions have been damn good all year, man.
But have you seen Josh Allen recently, bro?
Josh Allen has been on fire recently
Dude,
too, though.
he's been scary. I ran
Yeah,
into him 2 weeks in a row, once in one fantasy league and the next in the next fantasy league. And by golly, I've holy smokes.
just
It was a
can't catch your
daze.
breath, man.
No. Um, I really like I think this Lions team's probably gonna end up winning the Super Bowl,
I love this Lions team. I
but
do.
I think they gotta lose at some point, and if it's gonna happen, it's to this on fire Bills team.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there is a hotter team in football right now than the Bills. So,
Yeah.
I know that they lost the last time that they played. I guess they lost to the Rams last week.
Mhm.
They obviously didn't cover the spread because of that, but that was a close game. That's not like it was a throwaway game. The
Dude, it
the
was
Bills defense just was rough. Um,
yeah.
you can't give up 44 points and expect to win. So the Bills offense still managed to score 42 points.
hmm
Man, I don't know if the Lions defense is capable of holding them down without Hutchinson like that.
If I was to bet on anything this game, and I don't even think you know where I'm going with this, I'm betting on uh Buffalo's tight end to tear something because that's is it the corner for the Lions that has taken out like three ACLs in the past 2 years?
I don't know if I've seen that stat, but
Kirby Joseph is just known for like going for the knees when he like obviously you're supposed to tackle at the knees, but
yeah,
he's torn so many ACLs.
interesting.
But yeah, I'm taking the Bills. I think if like looking at Detroit's like upcoming schedule, they got Chicago, San Fran, Minnesota. All three probably going to be tough games. Chicago being the easiest, obviously, but
Yeah, I mean, I
are
think I'm swaying toward you as well, Clark, only because I'm looking at it now. So the spread is 2.5, but that's not an even spread. That's a spread of plus 100 at plus 2.5. So
mhm,
if you wanted to even buy that down to plus 3.5,
yep.
that might be worth it. That might be
I
worth
think it would be.
that might be worth the extra cents there. So I
Yeah.
think that's the way I would go.
No, I was just looking at the next three games for Buffalo too. You saw that the Lions got two games that are pretty tough at least. The Buffalo Bills have New England, the Jets, and New England again. So if they win this game against the Lions, they're only losing three games this season. Like
Yeah.
that's great.
So that's going to be one hell of a game. Highly recommend turning that one on. I think
This could be
official
a
pick.
big parlay game. This
Yeah.
could be a fun one.
I think official pick. I got to go with the Bills. I mean, even over under this one's 54.5, by the way. That's a lot of points for an NFL game, but I love it.
There was 40 of them on just the Bills side last
Yeah.
game, so it's like,
And they gave up 40. So even if, and to the
Mhm.
from the Rams. So
yeah,
even if Detroit can put up 25, the Bills put up 35, or whoever puts up,
yeah.
they
It's
each, if they put up 30 points each, that's 5 points over. So
mhm.
I like that.
I like the Bills there too.
Let's
Let's
head
see.
into our next game here. We got the Buccaneers heading into Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. A 2.5 point favorite for the Chargers. It's a tough one for me because Baker Mayfield was so good at the beginning of the year, and he just hasn't been the same player.
I completely agree with you. And this is a Chargers team. I'm getting Harbaugh. I didn't expect them to be sitting at 8-5.
Agreed.
And man, this is just I every part of me says take the Chargers, but I just love Baker Mayfield, dude. I love watching him play football. He just has so much swagger, and I love Mike Evans. Like,
Here's here's some of the trends that stick out to me. So Tampa Bay 8-5 against the spread. Chargers 9-3-1 against the spread. So
wow.
they're both pretty close spread wise. But here's the one that sticks out to me. So as the underdog, Tampa Bay's 4-3, positive against the spread.
Mhm.
It's the underdog, not by much, but they are. As the favorite, the Chargers are 8-1 against the spread, which
Wow.
means all 8 of their wins have come when they were the favorite against the spread.
Okay.
So, especially at home, I think that's the way I gotta go. I love Baker Mayfield. I hope he plays better. I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers -2.5.
I think I'm right there in the same boat. I actually like enjoy watching this Chargers team, and they played a good one against Kansas City just last week. I'll take the Chargers too.
It's crazy to think about considering they weren't like a great
Dude.
team the first half. Like, I mean, they were fine. They were like
Mhm.
okay. There were some serious question marks about Justin Herbert, and I think there still
Oh, there's still
are.
kind of question marks.
Yeah. So like to say that this team is 8-5 right now, quite impressive.
Hmm.
So that's the way I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I like that. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Heading into our cold game of the year. Well, not cold game of the year. I don't know why I said that. We got the
It'll
Packers.
be.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be chilly, but
It was -1 degrees today up here, so
that's disgusting. We got the Packers at the Seahawks. So home game for the Seahawks. So they're a 2.5 point underdog. Packers and Jordan Love, though, they love to cover these short spreads. So
hey,
at two and a
yeah.
half points, maybe it's because I enjoy Jordan Love. He's my fantasy quarterback. I like his play style.
He slings it.
He does. He looks like a athletic shortstop, which I really enjoy.
Okay.
So that's where I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna take the Packers to cover this 2.5 point spread.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I think this Packers team is a team that's lost both games to Detroit, both in fairly close fashion. Um, like you said, Jordan Love just slings the ball down the field, and it's just fun to watch. This Seattle team's leading the NFC West though right now, and I would love to see them lose to give them a game back to Arizona. So yeah, give me Green Bay.
And if you want to know some of the trends in these two teams, they are both six,
Five.
6-1 in the spread.
Okay.
They are both not great when. I mean, let's see here. The Seahawks are 2-5 at home. The Packers 2-1 away against the spread. There's nothing that sticks out about either one of these teams covering the spread.
No.
If it's at an even number of 3, and you want to, if you want to say like, hey, it's gonna hit 3 exactly, good time to bet it. Man, tough one. Yeah, I'm still sticking with the Packers. It's not great, but
Yeah, I
that's the
think
way I gotta go.
yeah, I think this will be a close game. I'm definitely gonna watch this one. So
And then we head into our last NFL game of this podcast. We have the Bears taking on the Vikings in Minnesota. This game only a 6.5 point spread, and I say only because I know which way this is gonna go.
yeah, I don't care what the spread is. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings are gonna kick the ever living shit out of the Bears right now. So
Yeah,
I will say offense looks better. The team is still just a fucking mess though. Like just get us to the end of the year because it's
it's
it's a
it's just
shit show.
confusing to me
Yeah.
how the Bears, they're like coming into the season. It's okay, we're going to get Caleb Williams. We're going to get a receiver. We just got a receiver from the Chargers. We beefed up the defense a little bit. Our defense was top 5 last year. And you spend all this money and you guys suck still. It just, I don't know. It just makes me happy.
Just
It's
so
kind of,
well, fuck you.
it's hilarious.
Do you know who the longest tenured coach is in Chicago sports right now?
Is it the White Sox coach? No, they
No.
just fired their coach.
They just got a new manager.
Yeah.
So that makes the
Who?
longest tenured coach, Craig
No.
Counsell for the Chicago Cubs.
What?
Craig Counsell has been a Chicago Cubs manager for 13 months.
No way. Oh my
He is the
gosh.
longest tenured head coach in the city of Chicago, other than I think the Chicago Sky WNBA coach, which who gives a fuck?
Cool. Yeah, right. Okay.
So if that tells you about anything about what a Chicago sports fan like myself is going through right now,
Absolute
fuck this
hell.
city.
It's
Well,
just Illinois. It's just
yeah.
Illinois. It's a dumpster fire of a state.
You're right. You're right. You're right. That's why I live on the Missouri side of Illinois. So,
That's fair.
well, let's
All
head
right.
into our next ad break, and then we'll take on the lock of the week.
This episode of Show Me the Money is brought to you by Tavern Sports, your place to get fun sports content, sportsbook lines and parlays, and of course food reviews with Big E's Ballpark Bites. You can follow Tavern Sports on Instagram at Tavern Sports 2023, TikTok at Tavern.Sports, and Twitter at Tavern Sports 23.
Welcome back to the Show Me the Money podcast. We have our final segment this week. We have our lock of the week. And Clark, may I just say, we just took a quick peek in at everybody's. I think, and we've only won one parlay once. I think this is the absolute best week that you can bet on this parlay.
And
Now,
you gotta,
the one exception being, I'm scared about Josh's pick.
yeah.
I'm scared about Josh's pick. So
And I would say I'm scared of Tyler's pick, but I would take the same one. So
I would take the same one. So we're gonna give you everybody's pick. You do whatever you want with it. I personally am gonna stay away from Josh's, but
yeah.
everything else, I think you're looking at a winner here, Clark. Why don't
Yeah.
you start us off? You read.
Yeah.
You read. Who has our first lock this week?
Yeah, let's start right at the bottom of the leaderboard. Tyler Hill. He's taking Army minus 6.5, which is right where I'm at. I would
We-
take the same thing.
We love that pick. Like if
Yes.
we're all over that pick. I love that pick. Ty's gonna get a win this week. If he fucks it up for us in this parlay, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Dude, I'll be pissed at Army. They should cover this.
Cole is gonna hop right into his Bears, except he's not gonna bet on them. He's gonna bet against them. He's taking the Vikings first quarter spread. He has them covering 2.5. So probably a good choice there. All they need
Pretty
is a field goal
smart.
in the first quarter. Love that pick for him.
All right, next on the list is me, actually, and I am taking the Bengals minus 3.5 against the terrible Tennessee Titans.
Love that. I know we didn't talk that game, but the
Yeah.
Titans suck. But Joe Burrow and the
Yeah.
Bengals, their offense is hot, man. I
Mhm.
enjoy them. I think that they're gonna rip apart the Titans.
I hope so.
And then next pick. I'm sorry if I sound all stuffy. My nose is clogged up now. So great there. John, you're gonna go with the AJ Brown anytime touchdown
Smart.
against the
smart.
Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't mind it. I
It's-
still think Pittsburgh's gonna cover, but
Yeah,
good pick.
usually when the Eagles plays a good defense, it's AJ Brown usually gets his touchdown, but it's usually a Devonta Smith game. But I like the touchdown for AJ Brown.
I do as well. I think John went in a good direction there.
Yeah. And then next on our list is Parker taking another bet we both really like is Steelers plus 5.5.
Love it. Love it. I love the picks this week, man.
Dude, this is gonna be a good parlay.
And here's my pick. Here's my lock of the week. I'm taking UNLV to cover 1.5. They're underdogs against California. California blows, dude.
I
Like-
literally said it that I like this and I might lock it. Then I saw you took it. I was like, I can't take
Yep.
it too.
So that's who I'm gonna go with. And then Clark, finish us off here. Who's our 7th lock of the week? We mentioned it was Josh.
Josh is taking Army Navy to go over 39.5 points.
Oh God.
I don't hate it, but they're both rushing teams. The over feels wrong.
Yeah. If you're wondering what the public is saying on that, actually, believe it or not, the public is on the over.
Really?
Public is 61% on the over. So Josh is riding with the public. Maybe I'll
That's-
make 2 parlays. I'm gonna make one
Just-
with that one and then one without it.
That's
Or
fine.
maybe I'll include it just
Hey, maybe you double dip and
Yeah.
win both of them.
exactly. All right, well that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Show Me the Money. We appreciate you guys joining. Make sure you go place those bets. We think we got a good one in here today.
Yes,
Place
sir.
that lock of the week and show me the money.
Show me the money!